Yo, what up? NBA, let's go through it. Every single game for Saturday. It's currently 2:44 in the morning, Eastern time, Saturday. So, yeah, today's video might be a little hard to get through. Let's get through it. Let's cash some tickets. I feel pretty good about NBA right now, to be honest. Game number 1, let's go. Cavs minus 2.5. So the Hawks just took down Miami somehow without Trae Young in Miami after Miami got embarrassed. You would have thought Miami bounce back spot. They're at home, retiring Udonis Haslam's jersey. Pretty good crowd Friday night, Miami. Yeah, Hawks pull it out by a point. Unbelievable. Ruined a huge parlay for me. No bias here. This line looks short. How many games have the Cavs won in a row? Cavs are off a 135-95 beatdown of the Milwaukee Bucks at home. They're on a huge they're just coming off a huge home court 5-game winning streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wizards, or maybe 6. I can't count right now. I don't care. Wizards twice at home, Spurs, Nets, Bulls, Bucks. So we're not talking the best competition, right? But we are talking 5 or 6 winning games in a row. Now they're on the road. Hawks, second game of a back-to-back. Trae Young didn't quite make the last game. Does he play here? Probably. Does it matter? The Hawks at home are like an auto fade. It feels so square and it feels so wrong. It's a short number. I'm not messing with the points. I'd go ahead and take Cavs on the money line at minus 134. I just can't try. I think the Bucks or the Hawks only had some emphasis on that Miami game because look, every single time that you have like, oh, we're retiring someone's jersey, or like someone from our franchise is going into the, Ring of Honor for our franchise. Like it's always those nights where those teams lose somehow, some way. Anytime there's like news involved, same with the Pacers. Tyrese back in the lineup, first debut for Siakam as a Pacer. They lost to the fucking Trailblazers, so you can't make this shit up. Give me the Cavs. Give me the Cavs on the money line. Next game. Raptors, 7.5-point dog. RJ Barrett and the Raptors are headed back to New York. Interesting game here as some players have switched teams. A lot of people are on Toronto early. The money's on Toronto early. 7.5-point spread. I mean, the Knicks the other night, man, making everyone sweat whether or not they'd pull out the win against the Wizards. Do we trust the Knicks to beat anybody by 7.5? 7.5 is a lot of points in the NBA. But here, I think we trust them. Toronto off that Bulls loss. I got to lean New York here. New York minus 7.5. Hate it, but it's the only way I'd look. Next game, Thunder catching 3 points at Minnesota. Thunder have been pretty good. They've looked good lately. Shocked a lot of people against the Jazz. I know a lot of people are on the Jazz. I think they're a 3-point underdog for a reason. Minnesota's an absolute wagon at home. You gotta love Ant in this spot. I like the size of Minnesota. Boy, totals at 229. That's interesting as well. 229. Interesting. I think I'm leaning home team. I'm laying 3 points with Minnesota here. You could look money line as well. It's actually a pretty cheap money line price for a 3-point spread, minus 146. So not the best payout in the world, but yeah, I'd lean Minnesota tomorrow. I think they take care of the Thunder. Thunder on how many games here are the Thunder on the road? Oklahoma City. Come on. How many games on the road they have played? This is important. 1, 2, 3. So this is their 4th game of this road trip. They lost to the Clippers. They lost to the Lakers. They got by the Jazz by 5. It's a reasonable number. I'm laying 3 points with Minnesota in this spot. I think Minnesota was kind of half asleep in that previous game against a team that I'm completely blanking on. Who did the T-Wolves have to come back and beat? Horrible team. I can't even believe it was close for a while. Grizzlies with like fucking a shell of their roster. Yeah, give me the T-Wolves at home. Next game. Grizzlies, those same Grizzlies, +8 at the Bulls. Bulls with a nice win over Toronto recently. I kind of like how it seems like some players for the Bulls are kind of coming into form here. Still, they're back at home. Coming off that loss to the Cavs. They go on the road, beat the Raptors. Now they're home against just a depleted Bulls team. Just a shell of their team. I know the Grizzlies put up that good fight against Minnesota, but I think Minnesota was half asleep. 8 points is a big number. It really is. But I'd lean Bulls here. I'd lean Bulls minus the 8. Next game, Jazz. Utah Jazz is a 2.5-point dog versus the Rockets. Is it finally time to start fading this Jazz team? And by fading them, I just don't mean unnecessarily blind betting them. I mean, they've been so good against the spread. They've been so good. Are they due for like a little bit of a down streak here? Maybe they don't quite finish out. They don't quite get to the All-Star break in true form here. Did they struggle a little bit? Even on the road against the Rockets, coming off that loss to the Thunder. Not a bad loss, but still a loss. Now they're on the road. They haven't been on the road in a while. Their last road game, they lost to the Bucks. They did get by the Sixers on the road. Killed by the Celtics on the road. Lost to the Pelicans on the road. Got by the Spurs. Yeah. I don't know here. I think people are going to be quick to hop back on the Jazz. I think the play is probably the Rockets in this spot. Definitely not my favorite game on the board. Not a huge slate, guys. There's only about 6 or 7. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 games tomorrow. Not bad. Favorite play on the board? Boy. Hard not to like the Cavs laying a short number against the Hawks. Hawks at home. Hawks in general against the spread, just atrocious. And they got a win over the win over the Heat just this last game. Boy, seems like once they get one cover, one win, you're probably good for another 3 or 4 non-covers after that. This team absolutely stinks. I don't know what was wrong with the Miami Heat. What a gutless performance at home, especially when you're retiring the jersey of one of your favorite players. Just absolutely pathetic and heartless from the Miami Heat. I think that, is overvaluing the Hawks here. They come home. Cleveland's a public play. Hate to be on the side with that much money in the NBA. It just doesn't work. Look at the Lakers. Lost outright to the Nets. Look at the Pacers. Pacers beat the Kings. They get Siakam and Haliburton back. They lose to the Trailblazers. Miami Heat at home, 7-point favorite. Retiring one of their, historic players' jerseys. Big Friday night crowd. They lose outright to the Atlanta Hawks. You can't make this shit up. You cannot be. Every once in a while, if a line's short, a line's short. But for the most part, if you're on public sides in the NBA for regular season, playoffs are drastically different. If you're on public sides in the regular season, it ain't gonna work out. Philadelphia got the job done over Orlando, and that was a big public side. So that's one example of the public getting a dub. But I don't know. I hate being on spots like this. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Props. It's not a lot loaded yet. Player points. Let's see what Giannis is at. 31.5. Dame is at 24.5. I think I'd lean over on Damian Lillard. I think he's coming off a really bad game. Let me double check that. Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee. They're kind of under the radar. Everyone's going to be talking about the Celtics and the Nuggets. That's fine. Bucks off that embarrassing 40-point loss to the Cavs. I think they could smash the Pistons here. Let's see, point totals in the last game. Damian Lillard only had 17. No Giannis. Man, I got smashed without him. No Giannis. Dame only had 17. Chris Middleton, 20 minutes, only had 2 points. I think we're going to get a good effort out of the Bucks here. Maybe consider Bucks double result in some parlays. Wonder if that's loaded yet. They'll be eager to get back into the win column. I would imagine they'd be winning at halftime and take care of the game. Bucks double result is minus 340. I think that's excellent value. You find one other thing to parlay that with and you're in business. Milwaukee Bucks double result. What time is the Bucks game? Is it 2? 3 o'clock. So you could parlay it with something in football as well. Let's go ahead and make a little something up. I'll give you guys a little parlay. Milwaukee Bucks double result. And we're going to pair that with where's the alt total points? We're going to go alternative under in the Ravens game at 51.5. That comes out to about minus 150. It's a pretty good play if you guys are looking for something. But there's your picks on every single NBA game on Saturday. Going to start doing these lives a lot more. It's been a really, really busy couple of weeks, and that's why the content's been a little bit on the decline. But college basketball, NBA, I expect daily videos moving forward. Let me know what you guys think about Saturday NBA slate down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.